Right now we're fishing a big weed flat here in about 8 to 10 feet of water. This is your traditional jig and pig.
With Matt Bichanich from Uncle Josh. And Matt, most guys are thinking of jig and pig, jig and trailer for fishing shallower cover, fishing, pitching to docks, flipping docks. We're using jigs here in 8 to 13 feet of water. Fishing this combination, what kind of adjustment you have to make in your baits?
Yeah, what I do, Mike, is number one is typically when you're fishing shallow, you're fishing primarily like a 3/8 ounce jig around docks, boat decks, docks at shallower cover. The first thing that I do when I come out to this 8 to 13, 15 feet of water on these big deep weed flats is I step up to a 3/4 to a 1 ounce jig. Never go less than 3/4 and I never go over 1 ounce. So those seem to be the two best sizes. And what that does is that allows that jig to really penetrate down through that thick vegetation in that deeper water, like we said, that 8 to 13 feet, and draws that reaction strike. And you also have braided line. We're fishing a clear lake here today, and braided line's a must because that vegetation's thick on a lot of these big flats out here, and you got to turn that fish instantly and get them out of the grass and out of the coontail or the sandgrass, whatever you're fishing. And I don't throw it out far. I toss it out about 15 yards and let it go down. And that jig is falling fast. And if you don't get a bite on that initial fall with that 3/4 or 1 ounce jig, you lift up and you're going to be in the weeds, and you give it a couple pops, pop it free, let it go back down. And when you pop it, a lot of times is when that gets that bite. But the key with this is the big jig. Now when it comes to a trailer for fishing these deep flats like this, right now I got the traditional pork on, which is the fat with the skin. As you can see, these legs are all skin. And I want a big profile because it's a summertime. It's end of July right now. But the main reason why I chose to go with this is because the big presentation with that number 10 Big Daddy. But the other thing is it's got the skin, so I can really be aggressive and really rip it through the weeds. And I don't have to babysit that trailer. I know that trailer is not going to rip off like a plastic would. And it's just always going to be there, and it has that real wide action with the skin on the legs. Another choice too to fish is the meat chunk, where the meat chunk's your jig's gonna fall a little slower at that meat chunk because it's 100% pork fat, but the meat definitely has more action than the traditional. And the meat, you can also take a trailer and rig it up, but we can show you that in another video. But yeah, I do like this. It's hard to get off this traditional pork, the conventional pork, when you're fishing real aggressive and doing this type of ripping in these deep weed flats. Right now we're fishing a big weed flat here at about 8 to 10 feet of water. This is your traditional jig and pig.